Yo, we here, man. We got another one. Flag on the culture. Aaron, what's the word, bro? What's the word?
Man, flag on the culture, man. Giving them love, giving them inspiration, man. Just giving it back to them, man. We want to thank y'all again for tuning in with us, tapping in with us, man. I'm Coach Squirm, Coach Aaron, man, based in Southern Utah, from Pasadena, California. Man, just giving broad perspectives on, flags on the culture. And, tonight we got a little something special for y'all, man. We got a little something special for y'all. I'm going to let Coach Ike introduce everything, man. But, man, that's it, man. That's all I got, man. Season about to get started, man. This Friday. I know I got a couple games to go to. I'm loaded up all season, man. So I'm gonna go support a lot of kids this season, man, and check them out and see if they're applying the technique, man. When they get with their coaches, they get afraid to kind of come back to training and stuff like that. So I make sure I train them for long enough time to where I train the muscle memory to where their body kind of don't waver from the teachings that we do. Of course, they will sometimes, but not as much. So, yeah, man, fill them in, man. Fill them in. Give them more info, man. Let them know what we got for them, man.
Man, we got another one for y'all. We got a guest, and we truly excited. This guest, he is from Pasadena. He has paid his dues. He has done some great things in our area. Now a head coach. Excellent recruiter. Have actually coached against him and had to scheme against him as he is the offensive coordinator. And man, he's making some noise. So before we do that, no, I do want to have a conversation because football is here, right? And yes, we play football, and we talk about sports in general, and we talk about culture and how we can do better. But since football is here, bro, I want to get your opinion because college guys are in camp, high school is starting to ramp up, NFL guys are preseason is here, right? What have you seen so far that really have caught your eyes from rather preseason or camp clips from college? What have really caught your eyes?
Um, Number one, this is the main hot topic, Shado Sanders, bro. How the media could like bash you, how could it could crush you. Um, I personally think everything was true that they was coming out with. I mean, after the head coach, especially saying that, um, man, bro. But I just think if you don't waver in your faith, I just think, bro, he just showed everybody an example of what to do when everybody is against you. You know what I'm saying? Or when that opportunity arises. And that can help more than just him and his situation. That's inspiration, bro. That can help somebody down in the dumps, seeing him thinking like, oh man, we've been hearing since he got there, they didn't even want him. Then he's fourth and fifth on the depth chart, never going with ones, never going with the main guys who will be playing in the actual season who he wants to build a connection with where he can't. Man, I just think that was just a perfect example of never wavering on your faith and staying diligent to the process amongst everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too highly involved in high school football. I do a lot of training. But as far as coaching goes, I coach kids, man. I coach like when I coach teens, um, I volunteer time, but I also have those clients throughout the day, throughout the week, you know what I'm saying, that cover the means of what I need in my personal life. But not just being involved, I just noticed in this dynamic that I'm in, slow football. I was watching film with a couple kids. Man, and football is just so basic here in this area. It's just so Camp Snoopy type deal. You know what I'm saying? Where it's one team that's playing this week, Faith Lutheran versus Desert Hills. Yep, Faith Lutheran versus Desert Hills, a Las Vegas team versus St. George team. Faith Lutheran run all 11 personnel until they get inside the 10-yard line. That's all they run. With a wing tight end, that's still 11 personnel. Or they run, I think it's 21 with a down tight end and a tight end and a wing. So 21 personnel, they stay in that. Play action, RPO. Very easy to stop, but it's just, like I said, it's just slow football, bro. You really don't see too much. You don't see a wide variety of coaches actually opening up their playbook here. You know what I'm saying? And actually putting the IQ behind what they're doing. A lot of these coaches are based on reputation and things like that. So that's probably why we get the results we get. But man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited that football is here. You know what I'm saying? What's some takes? What's some things you've seen from preseason? Even being around some high school guys, man. We both train. I don't know. You coaching this year?
No, no, I'm not coaching. But um, but something I have been seeing, and it's more so like clips, right, from college and from, and I just find it truly amazing that there is still a lot of bad technique in the NFL, and
I think I just feel good.
it just shows you how gifted a lot of guys are, though, that they still make plays and their technique is it's not terrible, but it needs to be cleaned up. And I just find it truly amazing watching the preseason, clips of one-on-ones. It's like, man, some of this stuff is fundamentals, and it's like if you just knew that, like, you would have been there and make the play. But that really caught my eyes, and it shows the importance of getting a foundation. And people need to understand this. Just because you go to college, just because you play in the NFL, don't think, oh, they just gonna teach you that. No, you kind of already need to have that in your arsenal before you get there if you want to stay there and maintain those things. Because like we was just talking about with Shador, opportunities are very limited and they're not guaranteed a promise for sure. But man, I wanna get in because our guest is here, so I want to let him in, man. Let's introduce Rob Maxie, man.
Coach Maxie, Coach Maxie.
There we go.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
What's good, my guys?
What's good, Maxie? What's good, man?
What up with
man?
it, man?
Man, hey. You know what time it is for me, man. Got a lot of people rooting for me. Got a lot of people hating on me. So,
hey, for those who don't know, man, give a proper introduction to Maxie, man. Maxie, born and raised Pasadena, man. Played at Marshall High School, played receiver. But Maxie, man, has really took his game to the next level, impacting the youth, as well as now being a head coach, a mastermind on that playbook as far as offensive coordinator, and he's a leader of men. So, man, Maxie, man, good to have you on, man.
Man, thank you guys for having me, man. You know, much love between us three right here. So, this you asked, that was no doubt. I've been honestly, I've been waiting. I've been seeing everybody else. Like, man, when they gonna ask their boy, man? Like, I got a lot to say,
No, facts, man. Yeah, bro. Aaron, bro, I'll let you kick it off, bro.
Man, Maxie, I ain't really seen you in the coaching realm as much as Coach Ike, man. I've seen you, man. I've seen you in the recruiting realm. I've seen you in places where I've been. I see you in places where nobody has been. But ultimately, I wanna ask, man, like, what's your mission for helping the youth and why? Like it's a lot of people just doing it just because. It's a lot of people doing it just because they got kids. But what's the mission behind Rob Maxie and why he does it?
To tell you the truth, man, it comes from a lot of, experience. To this day, sometimes I tell my boys and stuff like, man, I wish I had a Coach Maxie growing up when I was young and playing sports and had certain things that I'm able to I'm blessed to provide opportunities for the youth nowadays. And I'm a big believer, man. God doesn't make mistakes. I think that a lot of the circles and things that I went through as a youth and some of the bad decisions I made as a youth. When I grew older and smarter and maturing as a man, I wanted to be able to provide an opportunity, a platform, motivation, a vision for youth kids not to have to grow up and see some things I've seen, been through, some of my friends and certain things of that nature. So, the youth is the future. I love Pasadena. The one thing about me, when people respect me as a coach, but they all know from Pasadena. You know what I mean? And I rep that hard. We all rep that hard. We're very proud of where we from and where we come from as a unit and as a city. And so when it comes to the youth, they're the future. And I want to see every Pasadena kid be successful. Spent my 17th year coaching ball, man, and I've had players go to NFL, go D1, become CEOs, great managers now for some good companies. And then on the bad part, I have, players who lost their lives over gang violence, players that are doing life in jail and certain things of that nature too. So, when you kind of bubble that all in, it's all about the future, man, and being able to pour into these kids while their minds are still growing and trying to show them, just because you see everybody else doing this don't mean this is what you got to do. You know what I mean? Separate yourself. I tell some of my kids, especially elementary to high school, I tell them, it's the reason why this group of kids don't go to school during the day and then go to training like you do, because it's too much for them. They can't do it, And I try to always remind young men and teenagers about separating yourself from becoming the average man. There's a lot of job opportunities. There's a lot of things the average man can always go and do. Mm-hmm. Right? Always separate yourself from that. You know what I mean? Be that guy that's like, your friends come to you like, man, I don't see how you do it. Because you ain't me, dog. I'm different. You know what I mean? And have a different purpose for things. And, I have kids, and, even though I started I had the Rose City stuff and everything, I've been a part of other organizations as well, growing up in Rose City. But my kids never really was the reason for how much impact I had on the youth, because I was already kind of doing that a little bit before they were born. Yeah. And I never forced football upon them. Mm-hmm. It was just something that they grew up to love. So it's the future, man. And it's spread everywhere now. I coach everybody from everywhere I love, but the main objective has always been about Pasadena and what I can do to help these Pasadena athletes continue to prove that the best comes from Pasadena.
You hit on a lot, man, and I think I want to go to you. Like you said, you've been coaching for 17 years, and you've been coaching the Pasadena area. And we'll get into you being a head coach now, but I kind of want to talk about it because we are, me and Aaron, both dogs, right? And you was at PHS, and you had an opportunity to become the head coach over there, but for some odd reason, it just didn't work out, bro. Can you please let the people know, because when you was there, I think HS had the best record in years, right? You guys go to the playoffs. You guys actually beat Mir those 2 years when you were there, or 3 years, right?
We beat Mir the worst they've ever been beaten, by the way.
Yes, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say that as well. So, bro, can you explain, bro, what happened over there at PHS that it didn't work out?
So let me give a little backstory to what led into the decision I made when it came to PHS. So, and a lot of people, probably don't know this, probably heard different versions of it. You know what I mean? So, when I was at Arcadia, right, I was the OC. In my fourth year, my last year there, around week 9, I met with Dr. Gray. He reached out to me. He just got the principal job over there, and kind of reached out to me like, "Hey, you my guy. You getting all these Pasadena kids to come to Arcadia. It only makes sense that I hire you at Mir, and all the kids will stay here. Blah blah blah." And so I agreed to become the head coach at John Muir. And as we all know, I didn't end up becoming the head coach at John Muir because of just a lot of weird political things went on, that I was told one thing and actions kind of did another. And credit to Dr. Gray, he saw the vision in me, and wanted me to be the opportunity. And other roadblocks got put in front of him, which made it harder for him to go through with what he went through to hire me. And I ended up losing because by 1 vote because I wasn't an alumni. And so what happened was when that time happened, all the other OC jobs around the area that was probably open, everything's closed now. There's not other opportunities to become a head coach. And luckily, I was blessed to be able to fall back and be the OC at Cathedral that year because I left Arcadia thinking I was the head coach at Mir. So, boom, that happened. I went through that experience with the whole PUSD hiring. I went through that experience. So, at PHS, I put in a great 3 years there. And it wasn't just me. I mean, Sham's one of the best dudes I've ever had the chance to work with. If anybody knows, I mean, to me, Sham is like the ultimate dog when we talk about dogs. Like Sham put in so many community service hours for that program to help it, to see it get built. And I always feel like he was just underappreciated, not just by the admin there and whoever was there during his times, but also alumni and the players he actually coached. So Sham did a lot. And when I got there with him, so let me tell you guys the other backstory before I get into that. When that stuff happened with Mir, when they did like hire Zaire that year, I called Sham the next day, like, hey, I'm ready to come to PHS. I'm going at Mir.
Yeah.
And I saw, I'm mature a lot, man, because I used to, I had a lot of things I used to do social media wise and stuff back then. But so I called Sham the next day, hey, let's do it. And he like, man, I just hired an OC 2 weeks ago at the time. And I was like, man, I respect that because a lot of dudes would have been like, oh, Maxie available, I need to get him. Like, you know what I mean? But especially after I've been competing against them 4 years, and Sham like, man, I just hired OC, like, can't do it. Now, I mean, I respect that. You know what I mean? Like, and so, boom, I go to Cathedral, right? Go have a pretty cool year there. And then now the off season comes back, and I know I wasn't going back to Cathedral because they had the worst head coach I've ever worked for and ever seen in high school football at that time. I'm not gonna say no names, but people can timeline and figure out who I'm talking about. But the worst at the worst, and so I knew I wasn't going back. And Sham calls me, hey, OC, you're not coming back. I didn't even think about no other programs. I'm in. Like, Mir about to pay for making me look stupid. Everybody knew I was supposed to be the head coach, blah, blah, blah. And that's why I went to PHS, bro. It was a revenge thing. And whether it's the right intention or wrong intention, I thought that it worked out great for me and also worked out great for PHS at the end of the day. It didn't work so much out for Mir. And that was my intentions. So, the 3 years at Pasadena, man, we had it going. We went like 15-0 in league. We didn't lose a league game all 3 seasons.
Yep.
And they never won swept league ever before. And we did it 3 years in a row. And then we ended up being ranked like 45 in the state, Division III playoffs. And it was a time that happened in the season, and it was just like, man, I made my decision, like, I'm ready to be a head coach. And Sham is family to me. And I talked to Sham about it and kind of, let him know I wasn't expecting him to say what he said and do what he did. But again, he's really a dog. Yeah. And he wanted that to keep on going. And he's like, don't talk to nobody about being a head coach. You're going to be the head coach here. Like, I'm going to step down, and then you're going to take over, and I'm going to stay on, and I'm going to help you. I was really like, damn, like, for real? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but I didn't want to leave Pasadena also. You know what I mean? Like, what I built, the red is better, the momentum we had going. Our home games were like events every Friday. It's packed out, sold out. Kids getting scholarships. Like, we got it going here. And unfortunately, other people outside of me and Sham who kind of make decisions kind of didn't see it how we saw it. and they wanted me to kind of go through a slower process of getting a job, and I wasn't about to go through that again after I've been through Amir. And, you know, Josh Knight, AD at Baldwin Park at the time, they had let their coach go. You know, I see it on Twitter. You know, Amir just beat them in the semifinals. So, like, okay, they had a good little year. They had 20-something seniors. But, you know, and Knight reaches out to me like, you're our guy. Like, we want you to be our next head coach. And this is at a time, right, when I'm kind of like hearing the response from the admin at PHS about how they kind of felt about me. It's like, bro, like we just went from Division 11 to Division 3, you know, and no, it's not all because of me. You know what I mean? The players still played, the other coaches still coach. You know what I mean? And Sham was still doing what he was doing. But yeah, I probably made it more attractive, you know, and for y'all to kind of, dude, they kind of treated me like a receiver hitting the free agency that has come off a torn ACL.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they don't know what they're going to get from me. You know what I mean? And I was heartbroken, dude. Like, I was heartbroken that, you know, I feel like I deserved the opportunity. I proved that I was the guy. And they just didn't see it that way. And I wasn't going to go through that whole process of them kind of telling me this, they're telling me that. And the next thing you know, they're not going to give me the job. So when the Baldwin Park opportunity came around, and I didn't know much about Baldwin Park at the time, but they wanted me. You know what I mean? For years, I didn't have Rose City Boys. I didn't work the Pro Way and all kinds of stuff with Pasadena, just trying to Pasadena this, put Pasadena on the map. And, you know, these people don't really know much about me, and it kind of seemed like they value me more than, you know, than out here. And that's how it happened, man. I'm up out of here, you know, and
your value
Jim came with me. And that's how it happened.
Yep. So, man, you say that, man, I just wanted to ask, like, with along that, like, what's some learning curves you had to learn to help put others in position to win? I know you said Desham kind of had that big heart, man. I know Desham personally, you know what I'm saying? He kind of had that big heart, that selfless heart where he put himself out of it and understood, you know, what you was doing and how you could do it. But I understand that you might have learned, you learned something through there, but what's some other things you might have learned? What's some learning curves that you could give back to coaches, players, just some learning lessons some learning curves that you went through and some learning lessons that you could give back?
Well, I tell coaches all the time, like even my young coaches, like last year was my first time since Arcadia not calling plays for offense. It was last season. You know, a guy that was recommended by my college coach, and he was like, you know, he was coaching with me, and I hired him as my quarterback coach. And year one, you know, very loyal, very hardworking, very smart, very high IQ, and he reminded me a lot of myself when I first was at Cathedral with Coach Pearson. You know, Coach Pearson is one of the I still think he's one of the best high school football coaches ever in California. When you look at his track record of getting kids to college and how consistently he competed at a high level while at Cathedral.
Yeah, athletes.
But my time there working under him, I did feel like sometimes my opinion and my football knowledge didn't matter. You know, and even though I learned so much from him, you know, early on, I kind of just felt like I was there to run individual drills and to kind of babysit the kids, you know what I mean? And be great, not babysit, but be great mentors for them and babysit my group pretty much. And in year two with him, it kind of changed where he kind of took my opinion a little bit more. So when I was able to be in that position, I left Cathedral to become an old coordinator for the first time because I thought I was ready. But I was ready because of Pearson.
Right.
And so when it was my time now to be a head coach, I mean, I did at Pasadena with Reg. You know, when I was able to get Reg, you know, coaching with Reg at times, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker ready. You know what I mean? He's gonna be a good ass play caller. You know what I mean? Like, and to see him go on and do good things was great. And it's just like I wanted to be the guy that I wanted when I was when I was coaching with Pearson, coaching in certain situations, so where I want my assistants to feel like they're a part of it.
There you go.
I want them to feel like everything that, even though I'm the one caught in the play, it worked because of us. Because you taught the receiver tight turn reg after the catch. You taught, Cat taught the line. Like, so I wanted them to all feel like it was important. But even though sometimes from their point of view, they're like, they look at me like a goat and treat me and talk to me like, damn, you the goat. Like, that's what I'm talking, good play call. And it's like it's really us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I've been a part of staffs to where execution wasn't just because of one guy who calls the play. A lot goes into being able to be a great offense. And on the other side, to be a great defense, it's not just one coach and a scheme. It's about those assistants showing up every day and them believing in you and pushing and installing that into the kids every day. Because I've been on staffs where one guy is not on the same page. And now it just creates a big cancer around everything. You know what I mean? It's like, how come we out here at practice having fun, but your energy, you over there looking a little sad face because you don't agree with how I do things. You don't agree with this. You don't agree with that. So when you have those kind of things, it ain't going to work.
Yeah.
It's only going to go so far. And so when I became a head coach, I wanted to be able to give people opportunities and throw them in the fire. Like, this is what you want to do? All right, here, we're going to see if you're ready. Now, I mean, my brother, my best friend, Kev, like, he became the first-time defensive coordinator on the high school level. My quarterback coach, Sonny, he became first-time pass game coordinator. And so just helping guys. And then the next year after that, it's like, hey, Sonny, you want to, I think that you're ready. I think that I want to take a step back and just focus on managing the program and getting better at things as a head coach. And I think that I trust you. I know I trust you, and I know that you can be a good offensive coordinator. And I wanted to give opportunities that I wish that I could have gotten. Because it took me about 8 years of being an assistant to finally have somebody believe that I'm a play caller, and I'm a good play caller. And what I'll tell the most young coaches though, man, is don't let no school logo, don't short yourself for anybody. And that's the mistake that I've made for all those years I put in, of allowing and accepting, schools and programs. Sorry about that. To not fall through with some of the things that they said they would, like campus jobs and certain things of that nature. And don't let them, and because I can bring in talent, right? That's why the programs are always kind of good wherever I've been. Bring talent, you got a shot. You coach up the talent, you can win. And I just felt like until Baldwin Park, I feel like I'm valued there. I felt like everywhere else I was kind of used. I felt like what I've got in return isn't anything close to what I gave that program.
Yeah.
And that goes for Arcadia, Pasadena. I put in so much, and I gave them so many great things. And when I come back, like, what did I really get in return myself at that time? I mean, I still have to work graveyards. You know what I mean? Still have to make ends meet. So just don't let nobody undervalue you, man. Like, set your price, and if that's what you think you're worth, that's what you're worth. Don't let nobody take advantage and get the best of you while you're young. It's because you're young. Yes, young coaches. It's me. It's my 17th year. I'm still learning. Yeah. I mean, the game. The beauty of football is that it evolves every year. There's always something new. There's always a new RPO. There's always a new formation. There's always something to learn from. I mean, and the kids change. in time. The generation changed. So you have to know maybe there's coaches that can give you advice on how to deal with some of the stuff that goes on in sports nowadays. So just your price is your price, man, and keep that at what it is. And just because some school might have a logo or anything like that, don't devalue yourself for that. You know, if you believe it's yours and you worth it, then stand on that.
Real quick, just real quick, off of the value, how does a young coach see value in himself to know that he's valuable enough to do these things? How does he see himself to know that he's valuable when he's behind somebody like Maxie? So it's somebody that come and like, oh, I'm behind Maxie. I'm just proud to be behind Maxie. You know how the narrative of being
I don't think my coach is like that. I think that, like, for me, I brand my coaches. You know what I mean? When I get a chance to talk about media, I'm gonna talk about my coaches. You know what I mean? Everybody I kind of got a good following. A lot of people kind of know me, but this is your time now, and I want to use my platform to let the world know about you and introduce you. Now, I mean, bro, life is, we don't know how this life thing goes, bro. I wake up, I'm blessed every day to be able to hear my alarm clock. That's my goal every day. Wake up to my alarm clock to see the next day. So what good does it have me to have all this knowledge, know what I know, right? And I'm going. Like, you know this, you take this and carry this. You know what I mean? And that's what my everyday goal is when it comes to coaching. So all of my coaches, they feel like we're one. Yeah, somebody has to be the head coach. Somebody has to have set the order, set the rules and certain things, right? But we all one here. Like, yeah. I feel like all my coaches, especially my staff I have now, I feel like everybody understands and knows that this isn't just the Maxie show. Mm-hmm. Like, this is ball and park football. This is our culture. This is the kids. This is the coaches. We're all one, and this is why we are who we are at the end of the day. So, but like I say, for me, when it comes to my experience of understanding what I bring to a program and certain things, it was easy. Arcadia was 1-8, 2-9. I mean, 1-9, 2-8 the 2 seasons before I got there. I get there, things changed. Yep. You know what I mean? Same at Pasadena. Things changed, you know, and not just like over time. Kind of
Instantly.
So when the results are there, you know, when it comes down to it. So if I had a receiver coach that, you know, my receiver coach, and he's like, he shouldn't feel like my receiver's going for 1,000 yards. I deserve to be a play caller. If he really feels that way, and I'm in the way that, you know, I come up to him, he should feel open to be like, hey, Max, you know, think that I'm ready. And how I am, I'm gonna be like, no, you are ready. You know what I mean? And here's the opportunity. I mean, it just kind of happened last year. You know, and I was only my second year being the head coach. Yeah. But I just, you know, Sonny, you don't gotta wait 8 years of being an assistant before you get your chance. Let's see what you got right now. I got your back. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean? This ain't for no talking for no camera and making it sound good. It's facts at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I tell people all the time, I think one of the hard times why I barely got coaches at Bowling Park now is because I'm picky on who I hire at the end of the day, because I want good people. Straight up. And we're adults. If you're not a good person right now, I can't coach you to change you from being an asshole. No. But if you're a good person and you don't know much about football, I can teach you football. This is what I can do all day. I can show you a drill, what to do every day. I can teach you that. You can learn how to become good at something if you want to listen and learn. But if you're an asshole, you stuck in your ways, you only showing me that you can potentially be a cancer that go against the grain and go against what I want to preach and what I want to believe in. And I don't need you. So when it comes to staffs and all that, bro, less is more to me. I'll coach the whole damn team. If I had to. If I'm the only coach there, I'm not going to be worried about, damn, where this coach at. Bro, when I'm on the football field, it's time to coach. Exactly. The only people that matter is the people that's on this field right now. Yeah. I check text messages and missed calls after this. But right now, it's time to get work. It's time to get better, because as we all know, when you hit the football field, bro, you don't get those rests back. You don't get that day back.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ain't improving, get better, you got worse.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take advantage of it because I love coaching.
Yeah. So I got a two-parter, man, and you kind of answered it already. But my first part is, how is it now being a head coach? Because being assistant, and you already alluded it, being a head coach is a little different. Like you said, you're starting to scale back from being an offensive coordinator and now trying to get better as far as being a head coach. But a lot of people don't understand what comes along with now being a head coach. Now you're dealing with media. Now you're dealing with the actual program, getting kids into school. Although, how is that?
It's different, man. It's dude, my first away game as a head coach, I left the ball back. We showed up to Almighty, we didn't have no footballs to warm up. I didn't have nobody to blame that on. That's on me. But and that was a big like something like that though was the reason why going into year 2, I was like, man, I need to focus more on managing the program, building the program, and making sure we're organized. And I trust Sonny. Sonny wants to do this. I'm gonna let Sonny call the plays. And it's different, man. Just it's different from the start of the day to the end of the day. It's a big difference because I can't speak on how difficult it can be for everybody because everybody might not have the passion or want it or chasing what I'm chasing and what's my goal of every day. But it takes a lot more time you have to think. You have to think more because it's more than just football. Mm-hmm. Like now, you're the one that's heavily in control of the safety, supervision of over 60, 70 kids. No matter something, it's going to come back on you. So you have to put more time in thinking and organizing and on how you do things. My first time being the head coach, our booster president, she like, you got to get the calendar out to the parents. I'm like, damn, I got to write out every practice from March to the end of the school year on what we doing with this weekend like and everything. I'm like, damn, I never had to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I never, shit with transfers. I never had to be the one to stay on parents and paperwork and turn this in, got to have this. I didn't even know what the damn checklist was. People say I'm the transfer portal, but I never knew what they needed for what the requirements was. It never was part of me. I bring in the fish, you know what I mean? It's up to the coach to skin it at the end of the day. So I learned a lot, man, but I'll say that Baldwin Park, man, I don't think there could have been a better situation for me to go into to become a head coach because my late principal, he passed in January, who hired me. He died in a car accident. But the support, and I've been around. I was around Pasadena. The admin was pretty bad there. Was supporting athletics. I seen Sham. We about to play Loyola. He driving around the court, setting up the snack bar, setting up this, sweating. Not even down on the field in time for the kickoff. It's like, damn. You know what I mean? So, dude, I have the best support at Baldwin Park coming in. Everybody made me my job easy because all I had to do was focus on football.
Yeah.
That's all I had to do was focus on football. From my principal Lopez, I got lucky. I got another great principal that we just hired, and she's great. But my AD Carlos, he just can't get much better than him out there in the area. I had great support, and it made my transition easier, And then I know because my first year Sham was with me, and he used to remind me how good and how lucky I have it because he's been somewhere for over decades and. He never got that. You know what I mean? So
you answer some of it because that's my second part of my question as far as let's say as an up and coming coach, right? And they're a Maxie, right? They are turning things over. They like, hey, it's time for me to be a head coach. And now they have these offers. What is some checklists though? Because as you know, you just mentioned it, admin support. What are some checklists a coach should go into that interview to ask that school rather than just being grateful to be offered the head coach position?
Dude, it's really such a tough thing because you don't know if you're making a right or wrong decision until you make the decision. And I think that's generally in life when it's come time to decision making. You don't really know what's right or wrong until you make it and you see the results of it, right? And most admin are very political, know how to say the right thing. So when it comes to getting hired, most of them are going to say and make it sound good, right? And then their actions can be something different. You know, it's just for instance, like certain private school jobs, right, have opened up the past couple of years, and people kind of mention my name. You know, some admin actually reached out to me about my interest, and you know, it's like, look, if you can't support what I'm gonna bring, then I can't take this. Like, you're not gonna help way more financial aid. Let me get a free dues in for free tuition and certain things like that nature. It's not for me. You know what I mean? Because people that I kind of get and people who play for me, you know, they lower living incomes, and you know what I mean, it's can't afford it for that. You know what I mean? Families are struggling monthly to provide groceries. Maybe think they got some money to throw away for some education. You know what I mean? So you just gotta know, you gotta know what you want, right? And I never been the one to kind of chase the big brand, and like try to make my name off of that. I kind of always been, let me turn the underdog into the big dog. Let me go somewhere and beat some teams where people never thought this could even happen. And that's how people will know my name and market me. So now, you know, I feel like when people reach out, especially when people reach out to me about head coaching jobs right now and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, are offering me big money to go be a coordinator, you know, I feel like if off your initial deal, I should ask for double, because I feel like your initial deal is kind of lowballing me from the jump, because you're reaching out to me.
Straight out.
I didn't inquire about your opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you're valuing me, then let me know. Let me tell you what I'm valued.
Yeah.
And what it's gonna take. But for younger coaches, what I would say this is, if you want to get a head coach job and you aiming to get bigger jobs, take a head coaching job. And no matter where it's at, just take the head coaching job, because if you want to get more, you got to have one. Most programs and like bigger programs, they don't want to hire inexperienced head coaches. They want people who's been in place at running programs, managing fundraising, and certain things of that nature. So go get the experience if this is what you really want to do. Go get the experience. But then not only that, you get to find out if this is really who you are and what you're built for. Because we see it in the NFL, college. Some dudes are just good coordinators. Some dudes are great coordinators. Them great coordinators become hot and get head coaching jobs, and they're fired 3 years later and never become a head coach again. But still go to good programs that have competitive defenses and still are respected. It's just how it is. It's just not for you. Sometimes you can get the opportunity and go bad, and it can just be bad timing, bad situation. But it's not for everybody at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's not for everybody. I mean, people, like, you know, there's certain people. I'll say there's one person in particular that I would like drop my head coaching title to go work for, you know, and be a play caller, and that's Lance. You know what I mean? That's the only person that, you know what I mean, if he go get a job somewhere, if he go get a job somewhere, let's say for instance, like I don't want to speak into existence because somebody's probably got that title right now. And it's like I'm firing them, but if he gets in a position where like it's good resources, they supporting the program, and it's a good opportunity for a black head coach to go make some noise. That's my brother. I'm gonna go. Let's go do this together.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know what I mean? If you're ready to go take on Bosco, you're ready to go take on Modern Day, yeah, I'm gonna be with you.
Yeah.
When it comes down to that, you know what I mean? But it won't be at Mir.
Not on duty.
But like so. And again, it all, like I said, it all depends on what you're chasing and what you want. You know what I mean? That's one of the best defensive minds. And Coach, we started together at Arcadia. My first year being O coordinator, his first year being a D coordinator, we were together. And, year 4 of growing and learning, going through growing pains and everything, struggles in life outside of football, we were still able to manage it together and, go play in the championship game together. You know what I mean? And so, even though, we scored 40 points a game that year, we also held our opponents to a very low number as well, due to him and his ability to coach it. And, you can see what he's doing over there at Mir now. It's not it's some talent there, but at the end of the day, the talent there because Lance is there. And Lance is a very good coach. So, but yeah, that's just how I am, man. Like, I can see myself, not always being the head coach. Like my next move, I mean, I left Baldwin Park to be a head coach somewhere else. You know what I mean? But to tell you the truth, man, I love it at Baldwin Park. I really don't see myself leaving from there. I got all the support I need, and I got I got my brothers with me as coaches that's coaching with me over there. I like it. I love it over there.
No, that's awesome. And bro,
Yeah, I got a question for you, Maxie. Who were some of the best athletes from Pasadena that you coached regarding hard work and like dedication? Like who's some of the best athletes? And it could be top 5, it could be a 3. It doesn't have to be listed by any order, but who are some of the best athletes that you've been able to come across as a coach?
Oh man, that's a tough one, man. Well, one kid that for sure that always will stand out is Champ, Eric Flemings, because he was like 5'5", 110 pounds with his pads on, and was just different.
Hey, Maxie, can you raise your camera up some though?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, there we go.
My bad.
Like that. I like Chance. He got a really nice heart.
Yeah, I'll say 1 second, my bad. All right, that good?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, yeah, Champ, man, Champ was special because of what he was doing with his physical side. Guys aren't getting scholarships nowadays that are Champ size.
Man, what they used to say, Power 5 to a Power 5 D1, Power 4 D1.
Bro, people don't understand. Like, Brandon and Lance with Team D1, they had put together a satellite camp, and they had Oregon State and Utah State. They was their satellite camp that Team D1 hosted, and Champ terrorized every DB they invited out there that they offered and everything, and they had to offer him. They had to offer him on the spot. They didn't know who this dude was. They offered him on the spot, and he ended up ultimately going to Oregon State. But do I remember that day like it was yesterday? Like it was like he was like the John Wick of receivers, and the DBs did something to his dog. Like nobody had a chance. Nobody. Every route, every rep, the coaches is going crazy. Like, but you gotta understand it's so special because he's so small, and to see him mossing people. He actually made Sports Center at Oregon State top 10. You got mossed.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't just at the camp. He did it at the highest level too. Like it was special being able to coach him for 2 seasons, and Champ was different. I coached a lot, man. It's kind of hard to like. I really don't like because my kids ask me this kind of stuff all the time.
It don't matter the order. We're not trying to get to order. I'm just trying.
I just don't want to leave guys out though. That's the problem too, because it's so many.
It's so many. All right, it's so many. We don't want the guys that happen to be left out. The most recent guys. Let's just say the most recent guys. Just so
Flip was different. Mekhi Fox was different. Mekhi was instant. I call him instant oatmeal.
Yep.
Give him the ball, he scored a touchdown. Mekhi was different at his size, and the scary part was at that time though too, he was still so raw. So raw still. But he's a touchdown machine when it came to football. Valen Brooks was a monster. Cameron Mitchell, I coached Cameron Mitchell like every year of his life until his senior year. So he was always a two-way dog.
Me,
huh?
He up here in Utah.
Nah, he at Pasadena now. He's not there no more. Yeah, he at Pasadena now. One of my special kids, man, is Maddie. Because Maddie, Big Matt, he did everything to put Maddie in the position that he's in now. And yeah, Maddie put the work in. Maddie had to do the workouts. Maddie had to love football and get better. But his dad put him and did the right things to get him in the position that he's in right now. Maddie has always been one of the most highest IQ kids at a young age I've ever been around. I used to tell like stories like Maddie is ready to be a coach right now. He understands concepts. He understands beaters. He's always just been high IQ, and I think a lot of his success that he's having in high school right now is more IQ than physical abilities. He's not the biggest. He's not the fastest. You know what I mean? But he's just like run the route. He runs the routes for receivers. He understands concepts. He understands football as a whole. So, and now he's committed to USC. And to see him and be around him since he was, a baby. That's the beauty of being able to, coach as long as I've coached and be blessed to be able to hear my alarm clock because I get to see the results of some of these kids from a long, long time.
What's some things that you can help some Pasadena guys who kind of like on that that barrier of making it and not making it? Like, what's some advice you could give them, the young guys, to the guys that think they've made it, or guys that are just plateauing right now and just getting comfortable with where they at? What's some advice you could give some guys? Because we all from Pasadena and we know how we all could get as an older generation, Pasadena young man. You get what I'm saying? So we know we could get some money and be chilling, be good, be done. Like, you get what I'm saying? Or we get in a position, we don't take advantage of the position. So what's something that you could give to the youth from Pasadena to get them understanding that, bro, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going? What's something that you could give to them, man, that,
I kind of said earlier, man, separate yourself from the average person every day. The hard work, it has to continue. Never stop doing what got you there. You have to continue to stick to the process, continue to have that mentality. You have to continue to be a dog and grind. And especially in our area, like a lot of talented kids just don't understand, like, you were born with a special gift automatically, but it's all about like, how are you going to unwrap your gift? And that's what it is. Like, we've seen, the crazy thing about what we're talking about is that we see more people fail than the ones that actually made it. And those ones that failed were the ones.
Bro.
Were the ones. You know what I mean? So, Not but for our young kids, man, that's why I always try to get these guys to come back, be visible in front of these young guys, and show them, like, man, I was here working out in this field. What you're going through, I've been through to get to where I'm at. You know what I mean? And I just think it's big for our city with vision. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that our kids need to understand, like, once you get there and you make it, giving back doesn't always have to like, cash doesn't have to always be involved with giving back. Your physical appearance is enough. It's inspiration, because our city is inspired from generations and generations of dudes. You can go to barbecues, different generations of them, and they all still can talk about, man, y'all remember him? He was better than him.
Mm-hmm.
You can go, and then another generation, 10, 15 years later, man, this dude is this a continued thing. And I tell people all the time, man, for such a small city, we've accomplished in a whole lot than other cities. And and it's just the facts of it. But to the youth, man, to anybody, NFL, 8U, love football, you know, anything in life that you love, you have to continue to work hard at it if you want it to love you back. And that you just gotta just keep working. You know what I mean? Just keep working. Don't stop doing what you've been doing. Continue to go harder. You're never done until you're done.
Mm-hmm.
So continue to grind. You know what I mean? And don't let nobody set your bar. You set your own bar, set your own standard. You know what I mean? And whenever you set your bar, just make sure that it's always above you, so it's something that you're reaching for year in and day out.
Man, you hit so many gems, but I want to go because we see how college football is going because transfer portal, NIL. And you're a head coach now in this environment. How do you tell the high school kids, the recruits, because they're not going to the high school as much? But you already got guys already that are being offered by these schools. How are you telling these kids now to navigate during this landscape of college football now?
Man. Well, for one, it starts with advice that they ask. And when they ask me for it, then I'm gonna tell you the real. I hate the way that this college football then turned into. College football used to be about pride, tradition, and now it just became like, a development league for the NFL. And it's just all about the money. Mm-hmm. Like, people don't care about what's that say across their chest or what's that logo on their helmet no more. It's all about the back of my jersey in my pockets. And I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I feel like now it definitely set the trend and the tone that trickled down all the way to youth football, to where if I don't gotta compete. I don't gotta compete.
All I gotta do is get followers.
Huh?
All they gotta do is get followers, pretty much.
Get followers, but I can go somewhere and I don't gotta compete. If you're not handing it to me, then I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's sorry.
And that's sorry to me when it comes down to it.
In school in Dino, man.
Dude, like, we gotta go get it. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta hand it to us. We gonna go take it. We always had to. So, like I told my players though, man, like, I got one of the top ranked players in 27 right now in Baldwin Park, and he's committed to Sac State. But
running back?
Huh?
What position he play?
He played receiver and safety.
Gotta check him out, man.
Yeah, his name hands. But he tore his ACL though in March, so he's not gonna play this year. And he had about 12 offers before that happened, and no junior year film. I'm like, look, we got to try to see who will take your commitment right now, because the recruitment is going to be a lot different now. It's going to be a whole lot different now. A lot of people, because people understand how recruitment goes. Recruitment is a year ahead of the football years.
Yep.
So seniors that's getting ready to play, like seniors that are playing this season, they're really focused on the sophomores already.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I mean? So, so when it happened with him, man, it's like, look, let me reach out, let me see what's what. You know what I mean? And Sac State was like, you know, we'll take him. We want him. We know he gonna bounce back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm real tight with Marion and my boy CJ up there. My like we my dogs, like, for real. And
that's my boy.
Yeah, so when it came down to it, you know what I mean, it was still up to him on what he wants to do. You want to risk not saving this scholarship and taking the risk to see how you're gonna come back senior year and see who might still want you, or take your commitment, and then if things do get bigger and better, you can always just decommit and commit to them and kind of see what's going on. But I tell these dudes now, man, it's kind of hard, bro, because everybody kind of have their own goals on what it is that they're chasing and want. And some want the money, some want playing time, some want both, some want to stay close. And I try not to push them to certain directions. I just try to give them and remind them about the key things when it comes down to deciding on what college you want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day. Because it's different, though, guys. I'm really speaking from dealing with my high school kids. Because on the other hand, I deal with portal guys, and they want something different. And most of it's the money. If I'm at somewhere smaller, man, and I just had a great year, who paying?
Yep.
And that's just what it is now. You know what I mean? And so, they're not allowed, coaches aren't allowed to talk to kids, if they're not in the portal. But you got guys like me and certain other guys that, can be the middleman.
Mm-hmm.
Because I tell my kids, bro, don't hop in there if you ain't got no plan. You don't really want to go in there until you know where you're going.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And it's a tough situation now, man, because you still do got kids and families that value education.
Yeah.
The problem is about 90 to 85% of athletes now don't know more because colleges don't. They don't value their own education no more. They are like, look, we need you, we'll pay you this. They're not even talking about education no more. And rightfully so, because why talk about education when this kid can just come here for 1 year, be unhappy and bounce? He ain't going to get the education from there.
Exactly.
So education is almost like out the door when it comes down to it. And honestly, in this generation, it's the easiest generation to become a millionaire. You know what I mean? Arnett, you get the right person to retweet this, you know what I mean? You're going to be on. You know what I mean? And you don't take, and I know you got it, but it don't take college education for life to change that fast. You know what I mean? So this generation is the easiest, fastest way to become a millionaire and make a good living. And a lot of people are making a lot of good money now too without college education.
Exactly.
But they got trades, they got other, a lot of times dude, jobs are hiring you and they're teaching you how to do your job. You know what I mean? Then the other problem is people are going to college and they're getting their education and stuff that the world don't value.
They have no place to go. No place.
They have no place to go. Like you go get your degree in African American studies. How are you gonna come home and make money?
Yep.
You know what I mean? In liberal arts, what you gonna paint for a living? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So and I tried to tell them, like, dude, they're gonna try to throw you into something easy to get your degree. Like, make it count. You gonna still go to college. You should still graduate. Look into technology. Look into something that holds value to this world that will always need people like you, and they got good careers out of it. So Yeah, I don't like it though, bro. I don't like it at all. I think that young men need structure. They need boundaries, and I think the NCAA don't have that. And
No.
they're giving away a lot of money to a lot of people who aren't ready to have that amount of money.
Oh. Man, so let's get into it though, man. Because Maxie, you mentioned you the guy. You get transfers. You get a lot of guys to come to your school wherever you at. First of all, that is a very rare gift right there because not everybody can recruit. So, man,
I don't recruit, by the way. I attract.
So, how do you be attracting these kids, man? Because everywhere you have went, you have brought along some game changers, and you be like, where did you even find this guy? So, how do you attract this talent?
Dude, I'm gonna be real. My career, like my social media, dude, when I first started at Cathedral, I wasn't following nobody, or I didn't see nobody else posting my indie drills of where he was coaching at every day, promoting his players. And maybe people I just wasn't following them. But at the time, you know, I used to gain a lot of kids that used to like love that and their coach wasn't doing it. So just our social media posts was attracting kids alone to come to the program.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I remember, I can give you a quick story. I remember one year I had we're like in week 3 or week 4 of our season, and I had like 4 receivers that had 300 yards and like 3 touchdowns each. And then one of the kids at Mirror DM me, he's like, I'm the number 1 receiver. I only got 6 catches for 45 yards right now. And guess where he transferred to the year after?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So no, I didn't. Hey, no, I need you. The work attracted
production.
Itself. You know what I mean? The work attracted that. I'm just showing the proof.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all I did. So, and bro, to honestly be honest, everything that's been coming to me reached out to me. You know what I mean? And it's really easy now, you know. And I know a lot of people be sweating and hoping for 1 or 2. Like I turn people down, bro. I recruit parents, behavior, and everything. Like I'm real strict on my culture that I have. You know what I mean? Like I don't care how good the kid is. If he's already saying cuz and you know what I mean, feel comfortable saying nigga around me and other teachers, then he's not gonna fit in up over here. It's not gonna work. Cause I don't play that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like kids should be talking like that. Nope. I know I was growing up, we probably was cussing when we weren't supposed to be cussing, but we knew when we can cuss and who not to cuss and talk around. That was just because of respect. You know what I mean? If you don't have a natural reactive to win to show respect, then you're not going. You're just ignorant, and it ain't gonna work out for me. You know what I mean? So, dude, I'm not gonna lie though, bro. It's been my track record. You know what I mean? Like, I was blessed to coach Bryce Young for some years. You know what I mean? A lot of people know that. You know what I mean? And where Bryce is at, and it's not because of me. But a lot of people feel like, oh, he's a part of it. He can help my kid. Wow. So if I have an opening, they reach out to me about my opening. I don't go searching. You know what I mean? So, like I said, 17 years, man. A lot of, it's a lot of plaques, a lot of signing days, draft parties. It recruits itself. You know what I mean? And again, though, I think that I think a lot of people though, when they are attracted to me as a football coach and what I can do for them. But I think the parents, once they sit down, talk to me, and meet me, they understand and value what I can do for their son to become a man, whether football works or not.
Yeah.
And I think that that's just that's the main thing that always factors into kids deciding to come play for me. You know, and then to be real and to be truthful too, a lot of kids become available because of the bad situations in a not so well ran program that they were at. You know what I mean? So people go, oh, you always get transferred and you ain't coach transfers. Well, how come kids don't leave me?
Yep.
When I'm coaching them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, how come I don't get kids that leave? You know what I mean? Because it's bigger than football. You know what I mean? I these kids know I love them. You know what I mean? And they know I got them just outside of football. Yeah, I'm a good football coach, but they also love being around me. They love my jokes, and you know what I mean? I'm funny here and there, but then they also know that when they're wrong, and I'm not sweeping nothing under the rug.
Yeah.
Because the police not. When you get older, you know what I mean? I tell them all the time, bro, you do the crime, you do the time. That's how real life is. So when you do something around me or something on campus, it's just because I'm work there, I'm your coach, you ain't getting no break because I ain't no lawyer. You ain't paying me to be one. So whatever you did, you need to pay for it. That's the only way you're going to learn. And I'd rather you learn now than, you know, to have to sit in front of court and learn a different way.
Yeah. That's real. That's real. Man, Aaron, you got any other questions?
Say it again? Oh,
let me double check. He answered all mine. Like, right.
Well, I got two questions for you, Maxie. And you know, one kind of getting to your Cowboys, but as far as when it comes to, because you've been on recruiting trips with your players before, right? See, my recruiting when I went to college is totally different. Nobody on my recruit visit, nobody else was there. It was just me, myself. So I don't know what it's like when it's multiple people in that room. Like, I got all that attention. Have you been places where you can tell the coaches really wasn't rocking with that player that you was there with? And if so, how did you, like, what was that energy? Or what was that? How did that seem?
Bro, they're so cutthroat nowadays. Like, you go on to visit, one family and the whole coaching staff goes in the room in front of everybody, and everybody don't get that. go all get to go in that same room.
Hey.
You know what I mean? That's crazy.
They like that now. Wow.
It's the game has changed, man. The game has changed. You know what I mean? It's changed. So, you can see it like, oh damn, the whole staff went. Then, you know, I've been there where just the DB coach and the head coach came in there. You know what I mean? And you can kind of tell who's priority and maybe who's the fallback guy if we don't get this guy.
Wow, yeah. Everybody needs to know that.
I done seen it to where, you know, certain amount of recruits had the visits done at this time. The other set recruits get to stay and have steak and stuff.
Wow. Woo.
Yeah. So yeah, it's cutthroat now, man. It's you know, they're not wasting time. If you're that guy, they want you, they're gonna put all the effort into showing you that they want you, you know.
Hey, I think kids need to understand this. I understand that, like, and Max already said it, don't follow no brands. But when somebody's showing you their colors, bro, you need to move on, man. You need to move on, kids. Move on. There's something better for you. And stop holding out, especially if they treating y'all. And me and Aaron, we talk about this all the time. Coaching is like, you a female at this point in time. They got all the leverage. They got multiple females that want to come to them. So they going to treat you like accordingly. Now, you know, as a dude, you know, don't put up with that and know your value. Unfortunately, hey.
Yeah, it's a tough road nowadays, man. It's a tough road. You know what I mean? It's just like I was saying, like one player, like he committed to Sac State. Louisville never offered him, still haven't. But they DM him and send him pictures every day. You know what I mean? So they're showing you a lot of effort and love because trust me, they ain't doing this for just everybody. You know what I mean? So
and they got automated DMs now, bro. Forget that. I'm not trusting it with the AI and all that. I'm not trusting it. It needs to be. I'm not saying it's not happening. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not happening, but man, they better put a different signature at the bottom or something.
Nah, and that's what I was about to get into that. Like they do, they send some,
Different
stuff.
every time.
Yeah, it ain't you can't send Dorian Vaughn name on that to everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but no, I get what you're saying though, because that happens a whole lot. You know what I mean? And some people get a lot of that stuff mistaken at the end of the day. It's just like with offers. Like people always try to debate on like what's the real offer, what's the fake offer. And to me, the thin line between all that is the letter of intent. I've seen kids with 25 offers. We don't know what was really real or not. We know he signed the one.
Mm-hmm.
He only can sign the one. So, and also in the scene, kids post this offer, and just because he got this offer, this school took serious interest in him and signed him. So whether that offer, whether that USC, that UCLA was real or not, who knows? We know he signed to San Jose State.
Yep.
Because they hopped in the party when they seen USC and UCLA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the recruiting stuff, man, like I said, it always works. At the end of the day, it always works itself out. But, I think parents nowadays, they chase a lot of clout and they plate watch too much to where everybody's recruitment is different. Everybody's journey is different. So you can't, if you see one kid getting or what's happening for another kid, you can't expect that that's how it's supposed to happen for your kid at the end of the day. Now, I mean, I done seen some hardworking kids work hard, have no offers all 4 years, and then get called 3 days before signing day and have a letter of intent to sign. So, like I say, man, if you got them, man, you can post them up. Great job to keep working hard. You know what I mean, and turn them into LOIs because that's what it's all come down to.
That's what it come down to, man. So let's talk about your Cowboys, bro. You feel me? They in a tough division, bro. So let me get your perspective on what
why that division is tough?
Why?
Because the Cowboys are in it.
Hey,
you can't consider the Giants or Commanders tough. When have they ever been tough?
So somebody, I'm saying they're tough because Washington is up and coming, right? Yeah. And the Eagles, they're not going nowhere. The Eagles not going nowhere. Me personally, I think as far as a complete team, I think the Eagles, as far as every position, they're a complete team in the NFL. But what do you?
So you think Jalen Hurts is a elite quarterback or a good quarterback?
I think he's a good quarterback, but they have a talent. I was just having this conversation. If you want a one-on-one, any of those receivers, they're going to win. Let's say if you double team anybody, they're going to throw to Goddard. Let's say if you spread everybody out, they're going to run the ball.
So you think AJ Brown and Smith is better than CeeDee Lamb and Pickens?
No, but the O-line can block and get the ball to them.
Yeah, they can run, and they can run the ball really effectively.
Yeah, so they have a balance. I don't think the Cowboys can run the ball and stop them, another team.
But I think if they have a more talented thrower and a better receiver duo, finally, you got action.
Yeah. So
and you got Michael Parsons rushing the passer every play, so you can't, it's not like the defense is just giving up 40 points a game. So I think I like it though, man. Like I said, I think I've seen it for years in the NFL. Like when you get a quarterback like Jaden Daniels, a new old coordinator, and they kind of bring something new offensively to the league, you catch a lot of people off guard year one.
Yeah.
Then come back to year two, is not as effective and not as productive. So, you know, I'm not gonna hop on the bandwagon and be a believer off of 1 year. To that, because we didn't see multiple quarterbacks come in. RG3, we didn't see multiple come in and like make a splash. You know what I mean, and dry up real fast. So, Giants, well, I think God could say like they're, you know, 4 or 6 win team maybe. You know, at quarterback. So, I like where we at. I feel like if we finish second in the division, we can make the playoffs. You know, and I feel like just because the Eagles might be better on paper, I don't think that means that they beat us when we play, because you know how football goes.
Yep. And the division. Yep.
Yeah. So, like I said, man, I got to see us healthy, man. You know, I want to see Trayvon. I haven't seen Trayvon Diggs and Bland out there together. They both had great historic years without both of them being on the field together. So I want to finally see how that can look, you know, with them at corner and Micah Parsons putting the pressure on the quarterback to throw it fast. You know, it makes them better corners. So, but Jerry Jones is like the problem, man. Jerry Jones is the problem, dude.
Hey, we joke around because I'm a Raider fan, and this is all disrespect. It was a joke.
I'm sorry to hear that, by the way.
Yeah, man, it's just like the Cowboys, man. So it's just like, hey, Al Davis. I know he's not.
I seen my team win 3 Super Bowls. So don't say like the Cowboys. I seen us win 3.
But we got the same amount of Super Bowls. I didn't see them, but we have won the most.
Y'all ain't got 5
Super
Bowls. Y'all got 5 Super Bowls.
No, I said we got 3. I'm saying we got 3 of them. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I think Jerry Jones is he gotta go. But hey, it's not gonna happen. So that's why y'all gonna be in the same situation as the Raiders. Same.
Nah, it's a bad comparison, man. But it's a bad comparison, man, because nobody ever put expectations on the Raiders.
I expect the Raiders to be good this year.
I mean, I'm a Pete Carroll guy, man. I just still don't think it's enough talent there to be good.
But I don't think anybody
think Geno Smith, like, bar is good. If he plays perfect, you will be good. He's not gonna play perfect.
Yeah, true.
He's not gonna play perfect. You know what I mean? True. So, I didn't understand the move with that. You know, even when the draft came, I'm like, damn, you could have got Shador in the second, third, or fourth, and kind of got your guy for the future. Sell out the arena, bring some juice back to your organization. He's not Raiders are not the only one. I thought Pittsburgh would have helped him out a lot too. But I don't think Geno Smith is the answer. He's never been the answer his whole career. So I think Geno's
base.
Geno's still in his first round.
I agree. I totally agree.
And y'all in a tough division. I think y'all division might be tougher top to bottom than ours.
Oh,
I think y'all have 3 real good teams. I think Denver's defense is probably the best in the league. I think Chargers is very talented and got one of the best quarterbacks in the Chiefs. So I think y'all division is the tough one. You know,
I think it's either the hardest or the second hardest with the AFC North.
That's good from top to bottom. Yeah, defensively mainly they're real. Well, sorry, Cincy ain't. But Cincy's so great offensively, it makes up for their defense. But no, that's a real good one too. The NFC North though, and the Niners, Rams, the Seahawks. You know, what I mean, when they were rolling and rocking, that was a real tough division too.
Yeah.
They were all competitive. They were like Super Bowl contenders, for a good stretch, all 3 of them.
So without bias though, because of course the Cowboys not going to be in there, nor the Raiders. Who do you think is going to be the 2 teams that meet up in a Super Bowl?
You can't count us out because you count your team out. You can't do that. We got CD and George Pickens, bro. That's one of the best talent duos we didn't see. Because I think highly of George Pickens. That's just me. I thought he's very talented with the quarterbacking that he's had since he's been in the league. I thought he's taking advantage of it. But I think
DeAndre Hopkins.
Who?
He like a DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins?
He like a DeAndre Hopkins with all the quarterbacks he had. Different quarterbacks through his
Yeah,
career.
and I'm gonna be real. I think that he's more talented in 50-50 one-on-one tight coverage to like. I feel like George Pickens is hard to cover him because he can make some crazy catches over you. But yeah, that's a great comparison of them. They don't need a guy, you know what I mean? And the other guys like that is Mike Evans. You know, Mike Evans is arguably the most consistent receiver in NFL history.
What a facts. That's facts.
The numbers prove it. Every year, 1,000 yards. You know what you're going to get from him.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, no matter who's quarterbacking.
So who are your two teams you put in there?
I think I'm going classic history here, and I'm going Dallas versus Buffalo.
Okay. All right. I see what you did there. I see what you did.
Yeah, I told you can't do just because you tried to, because you knew I wasn't gonna say Oakland. You tried to make me throw out Dallas. That wasn't happening. But I think if there was another NFC team, say because CD get hurt, and CD get hurt, we ain't gonna make it. So let's say CD get hurt. I can't go with the Lions because I thought their old coordinator had a lot to do with their success. So I can't roll with them. I like the Rams, man. I like Matt Stafford. They healthy and those receivers.
Yeah.
You know, Kyron Williams. I think that they can do something.
No, that's a fact.
I think McVay's a hell of a coach. He finds a way every year, you know, and I think if he's healthy, they got what it takes to make it.
Nah, facts, bro. But Maxie, bro, appreciate
I'm not gonna ever say the Eagles. So
we know you're not gonna say the Eagles. You can't say that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say the Eagles.
I wouldn't expect
Hurts,
anything.
bro. I don't believe in Jalen Hurts. So
hey,
they're not gonna be that good forever. They're gonna have to start letting some of that go. That's how the NFL works.
It do, but as of right now, they got the juice.
They do.
Bless you, yeah.
But we'll see. Saquon, man, had a good year. He didn't get hurt. You normally you kind of get the injury bug. Didn't get it last year. You know what I mean? So now I without Saquon, I think that team is not the same.
Yeah,
I think he makes that team what it is.
For sure.
Saquon. So if AJ Brown goes down, they still got Saquon, they'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So but if you make Hurts have to throw the ball, they ain't that good.
They in trouble. I agree. But Maxie, bro, pleasure to have you on, bro. Let people know, because I know you guys got a scrimmage coming up. You know, when you guys game, scrimmage, all these things, bro.
We scrimmage. We at PHS on at Pasadena on Friday, 15th, 6 p.m. And then we opened up our at home the 22nd at Mark Keppel.
Okay.
Y'all scrimmage HS?
Yeah, I scrimmaged Mirror my first 2 years. So, yeah, we've been scrimmage Pasadena.
I got a live stream. I need that. I need to see it.
Yeah.
You got to get out here, bro. You forget all that live.
Yeah, I'm lagging. I got to get out there, man.
Yeah, get out there, bro, because we ain't, you know, we
I got to see that.
We ain't hiding no plays or nothing.
Straight up. Man, it's good having you on, Maxie, man. It's good to know, like, you know, more of your story behind what you do, man. I know it's a lot of people out here that kind of questioning, you know, kind of questioning what you do, how you do it. So you just filled them in. Not like they even need to be filled in, but, man, we just appreciate you coming on, filling everybody in, man. It's some things that I didn't know about you. And, of course, some things that other people didn't know about you, man. But one thing we all know is, man, you got a big heart and you want these kids to succeed, man. And that's the biggest thing, man. So good luck with your season this year, bro.
Appreciate it.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. For real. Keep doing what you're doing, man. God bless you, everybody behind you and everybody in front of you on the side of you.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Tap in with me.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Thanks for having me on, man. Like I told y'all, man, I've been seeing clips for, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, when they send their boy the invite.
I was like, let me hit up Maxie. So I was like,
Yeah.
nah, we're gonna have him on. And we're gonna have you on too, because we're gonna do in-season games. We're gonna get you when the Cowboys,
updates.
right? If they in there or not, we're gonna figure out the temperature. What's up?
Cowboys gonna be all right, man. But I don't really focus on that, man, till ballpark season over.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I definitely
Gotta
hear
stay
you.
locked in, man, because I can't have two football teams frustrate me. And that's why I leave the Cowboys alone and don't let them frustrate me during the season, because
To take away from the kids.
yeah, man, and my energy towards the watching film and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And you know,
You'll be bringing up the Cowboys game so mad. Y'all got to focus on.
all my kids know. So when we lose, I'm gonna hit the field, and you know what I mean. Gotta make them run gassers now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for having me, man. Anytime, let me know.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you, big dog.
Definitely, bro.
All right, y'all have a good one.
All right, bro. Yeah, good.